Watchbox Studios. This is On Point on Watchbox with Cynthia Hardy.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to On Point on Watchbox. Thank you. You see Mary Grant, who has joined us. She's a basket weaver that is one of the featured artists at Jubilee this year. Welcome, Mary. Tell me why it's so important to you. Basket weaving is so important. Tell me about it.
Oh, I think basket weaving is important because of the history of basket making, how it got here, and I just think it's important for people, especially children, to know why and how it's done.
Talk to me about how it got here and what it's made of.
Well, sweetgrass basket making originated in Africa. When the enslaved people came to this country, this was the type of basketry that they brought with them. Because when they came, they couldn't find the grass that they had in Africa. So they found the sweetgrass along the southeast coast to use. Then they found palmetto to sew the baskets with. So it's important for me to tell the children the history of sweetgrass baskets and not that it's just a basket.
I see now, a number of people stand in line to get these baskets, and they're willing to pay a pretty penny, for all of the handcrafting and the intricacies that you have there. How popular are the baskets?
Oh, the baskets are very popular. They're all over the world. They're even at the Smithsonian, and some are in the White House. It's important because the longer you have a basket, the more popular it is and the more valuable it becomes.
Absolutely. I have several myself. Talk to us about, you were mentioning the materials that go into making the sweet baskets. Can you talk to us about those materials that make the sweet baskets?
Yes, the sweetgrass. The sweetgrass baskets, the sweetgrass is grown along the southeast coast, anywhere from North Carolina down to Florida. And we have people that go out and harvest the grass. And I don't harvest the grass myself because I don't like going out in the woods, and snakes are out there, so I'm afraid of snakes. So I get it from people who go out there. And then after we get the sweetgrass, we have to find something to bind it with. So we find strips of palmetto to sew the baskets together. And we do it like row upon row, so it's like sewing, like with a needle and thread, so we're sewing the rows together.
What's the last thing you want to leave us with, Miss Mary, about sweetgrass baskets and the tradition that they bring to South Carolina, but really to the world?
Sweetgrass baskets are very valuable. It's a South Carolina art because all of the materials in the baskets are from South Carolina, and it's an African American art because it originated in Africa.
I want to thank you very much, Mary Grant. Mary Grant, for your hard work and also for the beautiful, beautiful baskets you create. We'll be right back.
This is On Point on Watchbox with Cynthia Hardy.
Hi, welcome back to On Point on Watchbox. Our topic this week, the 42nd Annual Jubilee Festival, which is a wonderful festival of African American history and culture. Tamia Thompson is here with us, and of course she is a member of the organizing committee, and we are very grateful to the work that you all are doing, Ms. Thompson, down there. And you all have brought to me, Ms. Thompson, Miss Mary Grant, which is a huge opportunity. I really am excited about the opportunity. I watch you on television, Miss Grant, so it's a real exciting moment for me. Now, I know that you have been on a number of programs and shows. Do your kids and grandkids think that you're a star?
Yes, they do, especially my son.
I think that's great, and I think it's wonderful to be the kind of the representative of sweetgrass basket making in our country. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I love doing it. Anywhere and every time I get a chance to do it, I will. Anytime.
So I know Jubilee calls on you very often, but there are a number of other festivals and programs that call on you as well, I understand.
Yes, the ones that I like the most is when I go up to Westminster, Maryland, to McDaniel College. I do a week-long residencies with the participants, and they get to make a large basket, not just a little tiny one. I mean, they make huge baskets, and I love that. And they really enjoy it. They say, now I know why the baskets are so expensive.
Yes,
because of
because
the time and effort it goes into making it.
the baskets, pick up a couple of the baskets near you. Tell me how long it would take. Oh gosh, I have one like that. How long does a basket like that take to make?
It probably took me a couple of days to make this. It probably, on hours, it probably took me maybe about 10 hours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when people stand in line, now what about the one behind you with the palmetto tree on it? Oh, that's
This
beautiful.
particular one is a wall hanging, and
Oh,
anything can be put in the middle of it. And I
gosh,
have sweetgrass and bulrush included in this one.
my goodness. Now, Friendly, that looks like a good gift, doesn't it?
It really does. I can
Ah,
see how my mom, especially, would really like something like that.
that really does look good. Now, you've got smaller ones too. Just
I
let,
do.
let me show us. Let me see a smaller one too. Oh, that's really good. It almost looked like you could send a planner in there, a small planner or something in that for a plan or something.
Oh, but please don't, if you put a planner in it, make sure you line it with plastic.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. What should I put in that basket, Mary?
Oh, you can set a planner in it just as long as you line the bottom of it with plastic.
Absolutely, absolutely. What happens to sweet grass when it gets wet?
Nothing happens when it gets wet. It's just that the water sits in it for any extended period of time, it'll rot.
I
Like
got you.
anything else that keeps wet.
That's right,
Just don't
absolutely.
let it sit in it.
So, Mary, one of the things that we're going to be talking about during Jubilee is the history of activism and the history of African Americans speaking up for their rights and advocating on their own behalf. Anything you want to say about that?
Yes, I think that's a good thing. African Americans do really need to step up. We need to seat at the table. We need to participate at this table and not just sit there. We need to say something.
Wow, Friendly, isn't that powerful?
Yeah, it really is, Cynthia. When I think about that, I'm also thinking about currently, just recently how there was that strike for the NBA for that one night and how many people are using their platforms. And I know some individuals may have problems with that, but you have to use your platform just like Dr. King did and using his platform. Look where we are today.
Absolutely. And I think that to me, it's really kind of insightful for you all to include a section on advocacy and activism and invite people like me and Friendly to talk about that. Talk to me a little bit about why that was important to you guys.
Um, well, like you mentioned, historically, activism has always been a kind of a key point within the Black community, Black history, Black culture. And this year in particular, we are highlighting Majeska Simpkins with her house being open when we get the opportunity to open the house museums back up. And just she was a matriarch of the civil rights movement in South Carolina. And so that coupled with the historic moment that we're currently in made for a kind of perfect marriage of those things for Jubilee this year.
Absolutely. I just think it's really wonderful, Friendly, because we have to be relevant these days. Friendly, if nothing else, after George Floyd's death and the activism that began, particularly the activism among younger activists, 20, 21, 22-year-olds. For many people, current day is what they know. They don't necessarily have a historical perspective. So to be encouraged by seeing, the fire in the belly of those people, feeling like this isn't right, and we have to stand up and speak up, it's very reminiscent of the things that we read in the history books. It's almost like we are living through a movement that will be written about in history books in the future.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right about that, Cynthia. I think about, the former James Clyburn, and so when he was a little younger, and all those individuals here in South Carolina that we hold so dear, that they started at a young age as well.
Absolutely. I remember the first commercial. It was many years ago when I first moved to the city, but Congressman Clyburn was running at that particular time to be congressman, and he did a commercial, and in the commercial it said something about he was with his dad, and he said, "Dad, somebody ought to move that tree out of the road." And his dad said, "Son, you're somebody." In other words, it's up to you. It's up to us to do the things that need to be done to make us all whole. Finally, Tamia, give us a who, what, when, where, why, and how quickly.
All right, I want you to join us for the Jubilee Festival of Black History and Culture presented by Bank of America, September 19th from noon to 3 p.m. You can catch us online, watchfox.com, jubilee.sc.org, and various other viewing streams.
Okay, and we'll make sure that we will include this information on the screen when the show airs. Anything you want to add, Friendy? Anything you want to add, Mary?
I'm just glad to be a part.
Me too. What about you, Mary?
I just wish I was there in person so I could show people and they can have hands-on trying to make a basket.
It'll happen soon. It'll happen soon. All right, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of this week's On Point on Watch Fox. We believe it, and we know you do too. When you're informed, you are empowered, and once empowered, you're on point. See you at Jubilee.